purpose we discovered with working with Lisa Mcleod was that we help people discover more passion, purpose, and happiness, giving us that laser focus that's united us all globally. It's transcended cultures, it transcends products, it transcends continents, and it's given us this laser focus and made us so powerful collectively.
Lisa is the business strategist that created the concept Noble Purpose.
So I got a glimpse at how to solve this problem, and it happened 8 years ago. I'm a sales leadership consultant, and a large pharmaceutical company had engaged me and a number of other consultants. And the challenge was they wanted us to study their sales force and figure out how to create best-in-class salespeople. But the way that they went about it was really kind of interesting. They said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a group of salespeople to study, and in your group, there are some top performers, and then there's a whole bunch of other people. But we're not going to tell you who's who. What we want you to do is we want you to go in the field, work with these people, observe them, make sales calls with them, and see if you can figure out who the top performers are and why. And so out in the field we went. And it was near the end of the study. I was with a representative in Phoenix, Arizona, and she was dropping me off at the airport. And we had a couple of extra minutes, so I asked her a question that I hadn't asked anyone else. I said, what do you think about when you go on sales calls? And I will never forget her answer. She said, I always think about this one patient. She said, I was standing in a doctor's office one day waiting to speak to the doctor, and I had on my name badge with the drug company logo on it. And this little old lady came up to me and said, excuse me, miss, do you work for that drug company? She said, I looked down at her and said, yes, ma'am, I do. She said, the little old lady looked up at me and said, well, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for giving me my life back. Because prior to taking this drug, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything. But now that I have this drug that your company makes, I can get on a plane. I can fly across the country. I can visit my grandkids. I can get down on the floor and play with them. So thank you for giving me my life back. And as she's telling me this story, she's getting really emotional. And I found myself getting emotional listening to her. And she went on and she said, that grandmother, that is my higher purpose. I think about her every single day. She said, if it's a rainy Friday afternoon, I'm having a bad day, all the other sales reps go home. I don't. I stay and I make the extra sales call because I think about her. That conversation for me was transformational. So I went back to the transcripts of all the other interviews, of all the representatives we'd been with, and I was looking for this thing that I now call noble purpose. And I found it. I found it in the representative who said, my father was a doctor. That is a harder job than anybody can ever imagine. I just want to make the doctor's life better. I found it in the representative who said, I am passionate about science. I love going into people's offices and sharing science. All told, I found 5 people who alluded to this sense of higher purpose. And at the end of the study, the pharmaceutical company said, Lisa, who do you think our top representatives are? And I said, these 5. And I was 100% right. And that one representative who had spoken in such an emotionally engaging way about that grandmother, she was the #1 representative in the country for 3 years in a row. I knew at that moment that I had found my life's work. And so I spent the next several years studying this across a number of organizations, different job functions, even in different countries. And the results could not be more clear. Salespeople who sell with a sense of noble purpose, who truly want to make a difference in the lives of their customers, outsell salespeople who are just focused on sales quotas and targets.
Lisa is a best-selling author, executive advisor, and keynote speaker who has rocked the house in more than 25 countries.
Did you notice anything happening to your body the second time? What did you notice? I can see it from here. What did you notice? You're smiling, relaxed, energy. It's interesting because you are relaxed and you have more energy at the same time. But it's that authentic energy. It's not that kind of tense, nervous energy. Do you notice you're doing anything when you're talking to each other? And it all happened so unconsciously. Now, I know a lot of you know a lot about how the brain works, so I'm just going to describe this in layperson's terms, though. There was never a moment when you thought, oh, this is about another human being. There is some emotional language here. I think I shall lean a little bit forward to indicate my interest. Wow. I'm really feeling my frontal lobes light up right here. I think I shall raise my eyebrows. Wow, serotonin's flowing through my brain. I think I shall use my arms to indicate that. Like, you never thought that. You never thought that, but it happened just like that, didn't it? Just like that. Because it was a story about how you affected another human being.
Most organizations are sales numbers driven, but I knew that purpose was actually more important. And the reason I feel that way is that the numbers are derivative. They're derivative of doing all the stuff that you need to do to drive the sales really well.
Lisa helps teams ignite competitive differentiation and emotional engagement. Her clients include industry leaders like Bank of America, LinkedIn, and Roche. The ideas in Lisa's books, Selling with Noble Purpose and Leading with Noble Purpose, have reframed the business conversation around the globe.